Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you what sequence settings are in Premiere Pro. Now this is a very fundamental skill when setting up Premiere Pro to edit a project. Because what a sequence is, it's all of your aspect ratios, your frame rate, all of that good stuff that makes up your video. So if you get this wrong, your video is going to look off and it's going to look weird. So let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is drag in your footage like normal. And then what you want to do is you want to come up to File, New, and then Sequence. And then what that's going to do is going to open up the sequence window. And once the sequence window is open, and then what you want to do is come over to Settings, and we're going to create our own custom preset, so you don't have to keep creating one every time you launch Premiere Pro and start new projects. So editing mode, make that custom. Frame rate is whatever you shot in. So for me, I shot my video in 60 frames per second, so I'm going to click 60 frames per second. Frame size, now this is important. So whatever aspect ratio you want to go with is what your frame size is going to be. For me, I want to use the standard 1920 by 1080. So I'm going to put 1920 by 1080, that's already in, all good. Pixel aspect ratio, put that square pixels. This might be selected, one of these might be selected. Make sure square pixels is selected. And then the rest of the settings don't really matter. And then save preset. Name, I'm just going to name that test. And then whatever you want to name the description as. Okay. And that's going to load up your sequence presets again. And once it finally loads, at the bottom here, you're going to have your custom ones. And then I'm going to have all of your presets, and what you want to do, you want to just double click it and it's going to create a new sequence on your timeline ready for you to drag in your footage and edit. But you're probably wondering, surely there's got to be a faster way to do this. Yes there is. If you don't want to do that File, New, Sequence and mess about with all of that, what you can do is you want to come to New Item, click Black Video, and what that's going to do, that's going to open up the same settings but the important ones. So you want that same thing, aspect ratio 1910 by 1080, frame rate for me 60 FPS, pixels always square pixels, click OK, and that's going to create the new item, the new black video. And then literally all you do is just drag it onto your timeline. Now how fast is that compared to the other way? So that's just a quick little way on how to create your sequence settings. So once you're ready, you can just delete the black video. Nobody needs that, almost got time for that. You can just drag it into Premiere Pro. Now that window's going to come up. Click mismatch warning. That there's something in your footage that's different to what your sequence settings is. It might be your frame rate, your aspect ratio, whatever it is. You want to click keep existing settings, and that's going to keep the existing sequence settings that you just set up. Because if you select change sequence settings, the sequence and the timeline is going to match the settings of the footage, which we don't want to do. We want to create our own sequence settings. So when you're dragging your footage, make sure you select keep existing settings. That's going to keep the existing settings that you just set up with your black video. So maybe you just edited something and you let Premiere Pro set up your sequence settings automatically, and maybe your footage is looking something like this. It isn't fully within the parameters, and it's like this little box within this bigger black box. What you want to do is select your footage, and then come up to the top left, it'll be on this, select effect controls, make sure you've got your video selected, and then what we want to do here is focus on the scale. Drag your scale to the right, and then you can enlarge it, you can make it smaller, do whatever you want to do. For me, it was at 100, so I'm just going to type in 100. There we go. Job done. And then once you've done, you can hit Ctrl M and then export like that. Sequence settings. Sequence settings are very, very important. You have to create them before you start editing your project. Otherwise, Premiere Pro is going to create an auto one, and it's not going to be that good. So that's just going to be a quick little video on sequence settings. I hope you like. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share with your friends. Follow me on Instagram for some quick tips. So thanks for watching, and bye for now.